Hello YouTubers, I'm Curtis Hansel and this is Worth the Trip, and I'm excited about what I'm going to show you today because just up this road that you see behind me here are the ruins to the Bulow Sugar Plantation, one of the largest sugar factories in the area in the early 1820s. So let's go take a look. The road into the Bulow Ruins site hasn't changed much. As a matter of fact, it looks much like it would have back in the early 1800s. And it brings you directly to the parking lot and to the visitor center. From here you can drive around to the actual ruin site, or park your car and take the much more scenic hiking trail. This is the trail to the ruins from the parking lot. The parking lot's the location where the Bulow home actually stood. Charles Wilhelm Bulow came here from South Carolina and bought over 4,000 acres, over 2,000 of which he cleared with the help of about 200 slaves that he brought here. So the slaves cleared the land and planted the crops, sugarcane being the big one, but they also planted cotton and other stuff. I don't know what else, but other stuff. So this is the Bulow Sugar Factory ruins. This is all that remains of the robust factory that was state-of-the-art back in the early 1820s. Let's go wander around. Charles Bulow passed away just a couple of years after the plant was complete, and so responsibility for daily operations fell to his son John, who took over at an early age. Most people think he was right around 17, 18 years old, but ran the plant. You'll notice that there are two smokestacks. They had two fires that they had to keep stoked. The smokestack on the left, this one, this building here, ran the steam engine. And so you would have seen in here a boiler that piped steam from here to the upper floor of this building where the crushing machine was. So the vats would have lined up down here in a row, and then up on the second floor, of course that's gone now, but there was a second floor, that's where the crushing machinery was, and all that's gone, all that's been hauled away for scrap. But I can show you what that looks like, because it just so happens there's another abandoned sugar mill factory ruin site just south of here, about 30 miles, the Dunlawton site. And if you get a chance, you might want to go down there and check that out too, because it still has that old machinery that you can look at. So through the magic of teleportation, we'll just go there now. Well, that was fun. We're standing in front of what's left of the Dunlawton sugar mill factory. We're about 30 miles south of where we just were in the Bulow Ruins. But I brought you here because I wanted to show you some machinery that still exists here that would have existed or that you could have seen in the Bulow factory before it was taken away for scrap metal. The steam-powered grinding wheel through a series of gears would turn the rollers. The sugarcane stalks were fed to the crushing rollers to squeeze the sap out, which flowed into a series of large vats. The syrup was boiled to a precise consistency. Workers would then use long wooden ladles to scoop the syrup into the next vat. Each step of the process had to be closely monitored, and syrup transferred at just the right consistency in order for it to all turn out right. Quite a complex process. Now back to the Bulow Ruins. This is where the drying beds would have been. And so the sugar was put here in big blocks to solidify or crystallize or whatever it does. As it does that, though, some of it would run off in liquid form, molasses. And so the molasses was drained off of that and sold to distilleries to make rum. How cool would it have been to see this place in operation? I mean, you can just imagine that you can almost sense the energy here of all that was going on. This was a big mill, 200 slaves that worked here, and you had slaves that were managers, you had slaves that were chemists, that were engineers, that put things together, that did things. I mean, this was quite the operation in its day. You can almost sense that when you walk through here. It's kind of neat to be able to feel that in a historical place like this. You could easily spend an afternoon wandering through this site. There are numerous trails that you can take, for instance, to the ruins of the spring house. Or you may also see various slave cabin ruins. The vertical posts are there to show you the actual dimensions of the cabin, even though all that's left are some old fireplace stones. Once back at the visitor center, you can rent a kayak to take out on the river. Or just relax under a palm tree and eat your picnic lunch. So that's the Bulow Plantation Sugar Mill. I hope you liked it. Hey, if you did, would you do me a favor? Would you tap that subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you're notified when we put new videos on? I really appreciate that. That helps me out. And if there's some place that you think I should check out, hey, send me an email. I may just show up on your doorstep and say, I'm here. Prove to me that it was worth the trip. I'm Curtis Hansel. Hey, remember, people matter, so be kind to one another, and until next time, go take a trip.